Hey everyone, welcome back to JB's Budget Collecting and our weekly cash or trash, where we look at the hot comics of this past week and make predictions sure to go wrong. And by we, I don't mean the royal we, I mean myself and my man Marcus. Circumstances. What's going on, sir?
Holla Chiefs y nada más.
Yeah, I know. Hey, they're ahead, so we'll take that. We'll take that. Almost halftime, so we won't miss too much of the game doing this. So we're, hopefully. So. Yes, we have my man Deep House in here ready to go. What is going on, sir? And we got our man GT Key coming in here ready to go. Appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging with us. Oh, you just suddenly got like clear. Like you were all like pixelated, then you just got clear. So I don't know. Your internet just bumped up a notch, I guess.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, I'm here.
Yeah. So yes, this is Cash or Trash, the show where we look at the like every Saturday, I put out the look back video where we look back at the hot comics from 6 months ago. This is the opposite of that video. This is where we look at the hot comics of the moment and make predictions for that 6 month look back, see what we think, see what's hitting what people are chasing, why they're chasing it, and make predictions. So, Marcus, you got anything to say before we dig into this week's list?
Only thing to say is holla Chiefs y nada más. Let's go.
All right. Well, we got 15 books to look at, so let's see what we can look at, what we can learn this week. Oh, that is not the one I wanted. This is the one I wanted. I got rid of Marcus.
Who needs that other guy?
First up, we got Afterlife with Archie. The start of kind of the Archie scary, I wouldn't really call them horror comics, but scary comics. Like there's the Betty's a vampire, I think, or Veronica's a vampire, and there's a bunch of different ones that come out after this. This is the kind of start of that. Supposedly there's a Disney Plus special coming, focusing on this part of art, going to be like a scary Archie special, $15 to $35, 9.8, 110. Your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, I get getting excited about this. Maybe you didn't know about it and you're interested in getting it, but this is 100%. I'll be back. I can't imagine this maintaining any value after this. So just bide your time, and you can get it much cheaper than you can right now.
Yeah, we got my man Daymare's in here. We got He Who Remains showing up. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with you. There's no real key here other than it was the first time they attempted one of these. They've done a bunch of these since. I mean, the special, we'll see if the special's any good, but yeah, I'm with you. Next, we got Simpsons Comics and Stories #1. The first, I thought the one where Homer is like coming out of the ground like the Fantastic Four was the first Simpsons comic. Maybe I'm getting confused, but so this was the first Simpsons comic. I don't know for sure. But supposedly this is hitting the list because it's an early one if it's not the first, because there's a new movie, Simpsons movie coming. So they're finally making another Simpsons movie. Apparently it's been 20 years, which I would not have guessed, but apparently it has been. $15 to $25, 9.8, 295. Your thoughts, sir?
Surprisingly cheap on the raw end. Obviously I'm never really looking at the CGC 98 grade. I would never pay the 300. I mean, maybe you would, but I wouldn't. But on the raw end, 15 to 25 seems kind of cheap. So I'm going to say I'll be back, but that's cheap, it seems.
I think there's part of the differentiation there is there's no real shortage of these, but they were polybag. They came with like a poster. So I think getting like high grade is why the raw copies are cheap and the 9.8 is so high, because there's just not a lot of like high grade copies. I think is where that
So there you go. So there you go. That's an interesting point to make for you value hunters out there. If you do find this one in that, raw price range and it looks like a crispy 9.8, then you can make a lot of money flipping that thing into a slab.
Yeah. All those people all the voice actors on the show that made so many of these characters, did a great job here.
How many of you are Tracy Ullman OGs? I was a little kid and I didn't think Tracy Ullman was that funny at all, but we watched it because we would hope and pray to God that there would be a Simpsons clip on there.
There'd be a Simpsons clip on there.
That was the only reason we watched the Tracy Ullman show.
Yeah, no, I didn't. Like, there was the only reason to watch that show. I don't remember anybody thinking that show was super funny. But
I think grown-ups, but I was just a kid, so her humor was more.
As a kid, I didn't think it was funny. So,
yeah.
It was not in comparable to Living Color.
Everybody in Living Color was that show that everybody talked about the next day.
Yeah. So, all right, we're gonna keep going. Next up, we got War of the Realms: New Agents of Atlas, #1. First appearance of multiple characters, but mostly for this, we're talking Luna Snow, and this is because we're about to get a new Marvel Rivals season, and apparently she's going to be a center of whatever the story. I didn't know there were storylines in Marvel Rivals. I thought you just fought each other, but apparently there's storyline, and Luna Snow is the center of it. $20 raw, but basically the most recent 9.8 went for like 21, but basically 20 to like $60 on a 9.8 on this sucker. This used to be like several $100s for 9.8. This used to be over $100 for raw copy. This book has way come down. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on this one. This is a worth it, and on the lower end, on them grades, on the CGC slabs, it's a straight cash homie. I think this was a minor nothing character, but Marvel Rivals changed that, and I don't think she's going to fade into the, she may fall back a little bit, but she's not going to fade into the obscurity that she existed in prior to Marvel Rivals.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised we haven't gotten a Luna Snow book. Like, I know there's like a Marvel Rivals Luna Snow book, but I'm surprised they haven't tried to capitalize off of her being a popular Marvel Rivals character and giving her her own book, or a mini series or something. I'm very surprised that we haven't seen it, like outside of Marvel Rivals. But
yeah, I'd say this is another one. I feel like if you're out here and you have if you see one on the low, especially at $20, 9.8, I mean, there's no reason not to buy that. That's worth the flyer. That's worth more than the $5 lottery tickets I have on this Chiefs game tonight. So
there you go.
I think it's worth it. If you're specking on this book, especially if you're playing in the raws and you're converting to slabs, I think there's some money to be made in this area, man. Check it out.
I mean, yeah, I mean the last 9.8 sold for less than you can slab one for. So yeah, if you could get find that kind of deal, then yeah, this book is definitely worth it. Next, we got Skinbreaker #1 on the black foil thank you variant on the list for the second week in a row. Last week it was 40 to 80. This week it's 50 to 90. My prediction stays the same that this is a trap. But Marcus, your thoughts?
I'm going to say I'll be back. I will say though, and I felt a little FOMO for this one. I didn't pick up this book. But after all the hype and seeing it on the list, they got me a little bit. I was like, am I missing out? Should I have got in on this one? So let me know, guys. Am I missing out on this one? Should I have jumped in on the ground level? But I'll be back. The thing I really like about this book, I'll say, is that allegedly Kirkman said, hey, I want you to do this book, but I don't want you to deal with deadlines, so take as long as you need. And so you're going to get just spectacular art in this book that's been taken, he's taking his time on it. He's not been rushed. And that seems really cool to me. So I do feel that FOMO for this book, but still, I'll be back.
Yeah. I think so. We'll see. He has it, so he's like street cast. But yeah, I lean toward, I mean, if this series really hits, then obviously this is a book that's going to be worth more than this. But the odds of that happening, even if it becomes really popular, the odds of being collectible at a higher value are just so slim. It doesn't happen very often.
Well, there's going to be, this book will come down before it becomes a sensation, right? You got plenty of time.
I agree. Next, second week in a row, we got these Halloween pumpkin spice covers. We got Nightwing 130. Last week it was 30 to 40. This week, more sales, less value, 20 to 30. I'm sticking with I said I'll be back last week. I'm sticking with that. I now think that's into the trap range. But like at 20 to 30 now, where it definitely is, and I'll be back. It's already coming down in value. I don't think there's a shortage of these, but apparently, thirst traps are where people are at the moment. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Are the homosexuals doing this? Who's doing this? Is the homosexuals?
I mean, you think the ladies don't like this?
Well, how many lady buyers are there? I mean, I'm serious. Like a serious question. Like, who is driving this?
Somebody, because I will tell you, like. I just did the 6-month look back, and that Red Hood thirst trap cover where he's shirtless is still going for crazy money.
I want to know who these buyers are. Like, I would be fascinated if there's this huge.
I think there's more female comic buyers than you think, but
you think it's the ladies doing it?
I think it's both. I think it's the combination. Yeah,
that's interesting to me. I would love to see the breakdown.
Yeah, I think it's the combination.
I'll be back though.
Yeah, no, agree with that. Thirst traps are trending. Red Hood, Robin, Nightwing, and Superman. Apparently, we're getting Superman spices. There, people are on. So,
the game taking over. They're taking over our top 10. Can we have nothing?
No, you get. Hey, we get plenty of thirst traps for us on here. So let them have their thirst traps. Come on. I will say, and I realize Superman is always drawn as very attractive, very muscular, everything else. But I've never really thought of Superman as a thirst trap character.
Have we ever seen
where the Nightwing thing comes from? I've never thought of the Man of Steel, but
why don't I think of a hairy chest when I think of Superman? I don't.
Yeah.
Have we seen Superman with a hairy chest before?
I don't know. I don't know that I ever remember seeing Superman drawn without a shirt. So
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So I won't say Man of Steel with the Chuck Norris 70s chest. I got it. Lightning strike twice. There you go. Me before kids. So yeah, Superman also getting a little thirst trap this week. So yeah, I lean toward I'll be back on this one, even though it's only 15 to 20. But yeah, I think it's
I'll be back for me as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Next, Matriarch on here again for the second week in a row. Wonder Woman number 25, first appearance of the Matriarch. This is the variant cover that's all her on the cover. Last week it was, what did I say it was? It was 15 to 30. Now it's 20 to 30. So really it's just settled in that 20 to 30 range, which is kind of where it was at last week. Early sale on a 9.8 went for $100. Your thoughts, Marcus?
I love this cover. I really do. I get the hype for it. If you like this book, which a lot of people are loving this Tom King book, get this book for the read, if not for anything else. But if you're into this book and you love this character, I get going bonkers for this cover. I love this cover, and I don't know anything about it. But all that said, I'll be back.
I have now, between last week and this week, I have read the story. The character looks like a cool villain, but like I said last week, and it was confirmed, it's what I thought, this is a future villain. This is a villain in the future. It's not in the current timeline. So that always makes it tricky about like how are they going to use this character going forward, because it's in a
it's the comics.
You know what I mean?
Is it that tricky when it's comic books? You can do whatever you want.
I know, but like they can bring them back to this timeline or whatever. But like at least the way it's being written now is this is like a Kingdom Come alternate future where this. I doubt this is considered the main DC future based on how the story played out. So who this villain is, because they set her up as like basically taking over the world, and you see she's got Green Lantern ring and Legion rings, and yeah, she's basically takes out, spoilers, in the future, all the heroes, like all of them. So except for like Wonder Woman's the last one standing. So, I could.
I love that line. It's always a good one. When you see the chick with the mugshot and she's like she's in for assault or something, and you're like, I can fix her. I love it.
Good luck with that. All right, we're gonna keep moving unless you got something else on this one.
No, that's it. Yeah.
Future being too big multiverse. This is true. All right, next. Okay. G.I. Joe Cold Slither #1. So this is basically a nostalgia. The Dreadnoks are undercover as a band that becomes popular. Like, I don't know what's going on here, but apparently people are willing to pay $40 to $60 for this thing. So I don't know. Like, I tried to read and figure out what this is, but I think it's just it's a cool cover, band cover, and it's G.I. Joe characters, but I don't fully understand this one, Marcus, and I couldn't really find a reason why everybody's paying other than they think it's cool, I guess. Your thoughts?
So that's what I think. He Who Remains helps me get it right. If the cover just really pops in person, then maybe I get, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, this is a 2025 book. You know, it's a brand new book. I don't
But I don't believe
understand.
this is the variant. This is not a variant. I think this is the A.
So I was trying to figure out what's going on with it. No, it says, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't know how I can avoid saying trap here. But
I
GI
say
Joe
trap
collectors
because
are
I'm not. Oh, this is a 1 in 25. I thought when I looked it up that it was the A. Maybe I misread. Okay. So this is a 1 in 25
that makes
going
sense.
for 40 to 60. Okay. Then I looked at it wrong. I was thinking this was not the 1 in 25. I thought the other cover was the 1 in 25. So I got them confused then when I was trying to look it up. I know it's a one shot. Yes. Okay. So this is a 1 in 25 of some different concept going for right at double ratio. So yeah, that leads me even more into my trap.
Yeah, I gotta say trap, but I'd like to see it in person to see what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of cool looking if you're into that kind of stuff, but I'm not. The 1 in 10 is ugly. Okay. Maybe I got confused the 1 in 10 for the 1 in 25. And yeah, because I was like, so, okay. That makes a little more sense. All right, next. I'm going to keep moving. Get back over. We got Batman, Spawn, Batman. I think I actually clicked on I did click the wrong cover when I was downloading a picture. Oops. This should be Spawn Batman, #1. So this is I'll have to go back and change the image. But hitting the list because McFarlane's doing a CGC signing. I don't know. They didn't really have a good justification for this being on the list. Supposedly a McFarlane piece of Batman art was going up for sale, which doesn't make sense. Why would that's the other cover, the Batman cover, has nothing to do with this book. So I don't know why this is necessarily hitting the list. McFarlane does a CGC signing every year. But $10, $9.8, $100, lots of sales. I just put this as an I'll be back. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm going to put a whatever for this one. You know, I don't care. There's plenty of copies of this book. It was in 94, the height of comic book collecting with the biggest comic book character, Batman, and one of the biggest guys in comic books, Greg Capullo, involved. Plenty of copies of this book, even to this day. So,
yeah,
whatever. If you want it, get it. Whatever. I hope you're not thinking you're going to get rich off of it, though.
No. I mean, there's a little bit of that. They like to show him a lot of love, a lot. So, all right, next. Superman versus Amazing Spider-Man #1 from 1976. And this is hitting the list because the Deadpool Batman book came out. $30 all the way to $400 for raw copies of this. You're only getting raw copies. This is a treasury size book. But yeah, still put this as an I'll be back. It's getting some love and some buzz in terms of just because of they're doing crossovers again. And I think they've announced that the next one is going to be Superman, Spider-Man. So they're going to kind of redo this, or not redo this, but they're going to have another Superman, Spider-Man story is going to be the next of their crossover books in the spring. So that's what's driving this here. Your thoughts, Marcus?
Yeah, man, this is another whatever. You know, the crossover stuff doesn't really hit for me, and I this is an I'll be back for sure. I think there's crossover hype going on right now. So if you are into the stuff, if you're patient, you can definitely get a better price. But this is one of those things that, like, I don't get it. I don't care.
I mean, there was a $400 copy, there was a $300 copy, and almost every other copy was under $100 and sold recently. So yeah, that high end, I don't see any reason to necessarily chase. Toby, I don't do magic cards, so no, I have no idea. So
I haven't seen the actual magic cards, but I do play Arena, so I've seen the Omen Path cards, which are Marvel didn't let them have the Marvel cards in the game, so they're the equivalent.
Yeah, that's me. I didn't even buy the Batman Deadpool one. I didn't have any interest in these at all. So next, Amazing Spider-Man #46, and stop me if you've heard this before, but this is the first appearance of Shathra, who is a wasp spider thing that's a villain anyway, from the Spider-Verse kind of thing. And we still don't know who Shady Sink's playing, so maybe it's this female person that no one's ever heard of. 5 all the way up to 25, 9.8 for $100. I mean, this might be the most far-fetched of all of the Shady Sink rumors that I've heard, but your thoughts, Marcus? There's only been 25 different characters this kid is playing. So,
do you think there's like a comic book cabal that like they hear she's getting cast and they're like, all right, these are the 6 characters that she could potentially be, and then they plan this marketing PR rollout to push these books and sell? Like, what is going on? How does this happen? I'm just curious how this works, because this feels like the 30th book that has been on the list.
It is literally like the 15th at least. Like, it's just, I mean, because it's been Jean Grey, it's been actual Mary Jane Watson, it's been Black Cat, it's been Silver Sable, it's been the Spider Queen, it's been like, and there's like 3 or 4 others, and I'm not even thinking of at the moment, but like, because they're so rare. But yeah, I thought Spidey was going to be street level. Yeah, which does not play into this character at all. Yeah, she does. It's part of the story where Spider-Boy gets introduced. Yes, she comes back in that story. All right, next. We got Mr. Terrific, year 1, number 1. This story is coming out right now. I'm not sure how far we're into it, but a ways. And this is basically a retelling or a new version of his origin that's coming here and that came out this year. And this basically hit the list because Gunn confirmed that, shockingly, a character everyone loved from the movie is going to continue to be a part of the DCU. I don't think they're going to give up on a character that everyone seemed to love. $20, 9.880. Your thoughts?
Yeah, $20 is crazy. This is an I'll Be Back 2025 book. Plenty of books, copies of this book. But I do want this one. It's on my future. In 6 months when you're covering this book and you're listing the price, it's probably going to be one of those books that I add to my shop list, because I watch every 6 months look back and I'm like, all right, time to buy that one, time to buy that one. I'm always looking for the ones that I wanted, and I'm ready to go. So I think this will be that, but for sure I'll be back.
No. So yeah, we're on issue 4 or 5 now. Okay. Yeah, there is a 1 in 25 that is pretty sweet on that one. He remains for sure. Next, we got Vigilante number 36 from 1986, the first meeting of Peacemaker and Vigilante. So yeah, that's where this is coming from. And $20 for raw sales, a 9.8 for 229, mainly because there's not hardly any out there. But this is going for more than the next 2 books we're going to talk about, and it's just the meeting of the 2 characters. Your thoughts?
This is 100% a trap. You're silly to pay for this book at these prices. First meeting books don't matter. Those aren't really books that have, those aren't keys that really stick around that people are sought after. That was a lesson that I learned with Captain America 14 or something, first meeting of Winter Soldier and Sam Wilson. It's like, nobody cares about that book. So first meetings. All that said, this is on my list 6 months from now. I want this book.
I'm like, the fact that it's going more than our last 2 books, which are his first solo series, and I'll just spoil what the last book is. We'll talk about him here, and then his first appearance. So it's okay. First solo is $15, 9.8 100. Last week it was basically $15 also, but the 9.8 was 70. So we got a higher 9.8 sale. Thoughts on this one? I put this as an I'll Be Back.
I'll be back on all of them, of the Vigilante stuff. But that said, I do think that the hype for it this time is different from the hype for it in the first season. I think the second season is significantly better than the first season. And one of the reasons why I think it matters more now is because Gunn's running the whole ship. And this is one of his babies. So I think this has a bright future. The current season is spectacular. I cannot wait for the finale Thursday night. So if you have not watched it yet, congratulations. You get to binge it and catch up, because it's really, 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 really good. People have been praising John Cena, saying he's not a wrestler turned actor. He's an actor. And there's definitely been moments in this season where he's really brought his A game. So I am a huge fan of this, and I haven't
started yet. I'm looking forward to starting it. I just, like everything, I'm always behind on my TV watching.
It's really good. It's very enjoyable. So for that reason, I am actually swept up by the hype that is putting this book on the list. But I'm going to be patient. I'm going to get it later.
Okay. And then last book, obviously his first appearance, also about $15, but 9.8 on this one are up around 170. I put these as all I'll be backs. I think I have a hard time seeing this kind of show fundamentally change the way we collect a book. It can happen, but it doesn't really appear to have happened yet. So, your thoughts?
Yeah, same answer as all. I've been swept up by this hype. I don't think this book was a $10 book before, and it's only gone up $15. So you're not really overpaying too much if you're interested in this one. Plus, it's a great George Perez cover. So this one particularly has a lot going for it. I own this one. I'm proud to, and if I were to find it again on a hunt, I would buy it again. But I think, if you're patient, you can get it'll fall back to the $10, I think. But there's a chance this is a straight cash on me. The way this second season is going, there is a chance that I'm wrong and this one's a great buy.
Yeah.
This one right here, I mean.
Yeah. All right. That is our list. We only had 15 books this week. We might have went a little quicker because, there's football on and we both want to watch it. But although I don't want to watch it at the moment, is what I just saw. Yeah, Marcus, you got anything you want to promote here before we get out of here?
Holla Chiefs y nada más.
All right. Well, before I get out of here, I got to shout out my channel members real quick. Big thank you to them for helping me keep this channel going, help me cover my StreamYard costs. I really appreciate it. And yeah, with that, I'm going to go watch the Chiefs game because they've been stinking since I came on here.
They just tied the ball game. They need me.
I know. They need me back paying attention. So we will talk to everybody later. We will catch you later. See ya.